welcome back to my channel. My name's Ellie-mae. So today I've decided to do a video based on my holiday from hell, which is what I describe it as, and I'm pretty sure my sibling and my mum and dad would describe that as too. First off, this was a holiday that we booked the year before we went. I think we went last year, so we went in 2019, we booked in 2018, and we were really excited because we hadn't been abroad since I was 4 and since my sibling was 1, just simply because of, you know, different things that are happening with planes and just different things that scared my mum in particular. We just didn't end up going abroad. My mum was like, right, okay, so we've done a few caravan holidays, we went to like haven sites or whatever, and we enjoyed it, staying in like a static or whatever, but now we're going to upgrade to try and go in a villa in France. So we booked the holiday in 2018 and we get to 2019, we're really excited because, you know, we're going on a boat, we're going on a ferry, we're taking our car on there, and then we just drive on, it's going to be beautiful, we get on the ferry and everything works out fine. And yeah, we were just really looking forward to this holiday that we'd not been abroad out of the country for years. So it was just something that we were really looking forward to. But little did we know it was gonna go up, and it just didn't work out, guys. This holiday was horrible, and honestly I don't ever want to go back to France, and it's such a shame because France is gorgeous and the weather was nice. I would not go back now just due to that horrible experience. It has scarred me ridiculously. I understand why in a minute. But basically, to start it off, as I say, we booked to go to France. I think we booked for a week, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it was a week. I think we left to drive down south on the Friday, and then I think it was that we were meant to be there by the Saturday. We drive down south, get on the ferry, and then have a later ferry, and then we'd be there by like early Saturday morning. We left my house at about 10 in the morning, got down south after nearly crashing quite a few times on the motorway. Yeah, it wasn't the nicest of drives, let's just say that. And then, so that happened, you know, we're nearly there. It ended up being about 12 hours of driving, and I'm not even exaggerating either. Like, the traffic was bad. When we were nearly there, oh, it was so refreshing to hear a nice, beautiful call from the ferry company letting us know that our ferry was delayed. How nice. I mean, you know. And they were like, oh, due to bad weathers, by the way, like, you're not like going tonight. And we were like, ooh, we missed a day of our holiday. How exciting. Like, nice one. Like, thanks for letting us know. Like, we're literally around the corner. But, you know, this shit happens. The world does its own thing with weather, and we got on with it. We were upset, obviously, and I was distressed because I struggled to adapt to change. I'm scared of boats personally because it's on the water and there's no land nearby, so I worry about escaping and being able to like survive if it was to go wrong. This was such a good trip for me with this circumstance. But hey ho, I tried, I got on with it, and we got to the port. They said to us that we could board the ferry, however we'd just sleep on it on the night while it was just near the port, and then the next morning we'd go off. So we board after about 4 hours of waiting with gale force winds. Literally, it was the car was rocking on this port. It was, oh my god, which is, I guess, you know, around August you're not expecting that down south apparently, but we eventually boarded the ferry. Now we parked up, we got everything settled. It was really organised. Like, there was people there telling us where to park, etc., and it was it was cool, it was unusual. Obviously I was still panicking, but I was trying to brush it off because I knew that this was what was happening, so I got on with it. Then after we packed up, we got out the car and we took our bags and our stuff that we needed in the ferry and took that all. We had a view around the ferry, and now it was like it was nice. It was like, it was just something, obviously it's a new experience. I've never been on a boat before like that, so it was nice. It had like a nice bar, it was huge, it was beautiful, it had lights all over, and it was stunning. It was really nice. There was a massive breakfast / dinner and tea area. Like, it was a massive restaurant. Honestly, it was beautiful. We went in the cabin. Now, something that I didn't like about the cabin, which is just my thing, and I'm sure other people may not like it as well, was that it was really small. Now, I wasn't expecting like a pure apartment, but like, I think I struggle with small spaces, and the fact that I have 3 other people living in the same space, it was literally like a box room that you'd have in your house, like size of that with a toilet. and 2 bunk beds. Now my parents had to sleep on bunk beds and I was just like, what the f? And then also, I knew I would have obviously had to sleep on the top because my mum and dad weren't going to sleep on the top. And oh my god, was that not scary. I had bunk beds when I was younger in my sister's room. That was fine, no problem. On a boat, when it's going like this, on a bunk bed at the top when you're about your chins touching the ceiling, not the nicest experience. Ended up trying to tone down. This was literally like 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I ended up having, sadly, a meltdown. It lasted hours. It was bad, really, really bad. I don't want to go into detail about that because it wasn't nice, but I had one. I'm just trying to tell the story and tell how it happened. Ended up falling asleep after it because I was like exhausted. Everyone was asleep, luckily. I woke up the next morning. I'm trying to be refreshed. I'm trying to wake up and be like, listen, Ellie-mae, you are going on this. You can't get off now. This is what's happening. So like, get on with it, bitch. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I woke up, got changed, refreshed myself, did a bit of makeup. And then we went for breakfast. So we went downstairs, I got like an English cut breakfast and it was nice, it was alright, you know, I wasn't expecting too much. We went around the shop that was there and someone was doing like massages and like nail stuff on the boat as well, which was cool. On the ferry there was actually a cinema, which was so cool. Like you only paid like, I don't know, like a couple of quid to go in and watch this cinema with like whatever film was on at the time. And yeah, so I found it really cool to be able to have the opportunity to go to the cinema. Now obviously I didn't decide to do that because I was panicking, so I wanted to just like zone into what was going on and sit with my mom on the side of the boat. It was like not on the outside, it was still inside and it was behind glass, but it was like just being able to see what was happening. So eventually after a while, my dad and sister were watching a film in the cinema. We noticed the boat that triggers the moving of the ferry and we watched that. Me and my mum sit there watching it, relaxing, just trying to get used to the fact that we're about to go. That really scares me. I don't know about anyone else, but I think because I relate it to like the Titanic and things, I'm like, uh-oh, I'm in danger. Like I really was scared, but I was like, I'm not scared. We set off. I was filming the set off and it was like we were moving like nice and swiftly and it was like, oh, this is cute. It's fine, you know, I had no problems or whatever. And then, it wasn't nice. We nearly died, about 20 minutes, 15 minutes. The waves were really bad. Now, we probably shouldn't have set off that day either. Why we stayed on the boat and didn't set off was because of really bad weather, like dangerous weather. So basically, the waves started getting more ferocious and would not set off if it was going to be dangerous. Little did I know they would, apparently. So we feel sick. And I don't mean just like, you know, ooh, a bit sickly. No, I felt physically like I couldn't move. I was laid down on the bed and so was my mom and dad and sibling. Like my dad doesn't get ill. My dad doesn't feel, I don't know what's up with him. He must have this like amazing gene inside of him that allows him to literally not get ill at all. But this man doesn't get ill and he literally, this man threw up like 4 times on the ferry because of the movement of the boat, because we were literally riding tsunamis. Like what the decided to go to the cabin. Unfortunately, we made the stupid decision because we were on the top deck to go to our cabin. We were on the top deck, that means that we were getting the like really bad motions of the boat than it is on bottom. Obviously, my dad was throwing up, my mum was throwing up. Liberty listened to my advice, which was to every single time lie down on your back, and every single time you go over a wave, which trust me, this was like 8 hours of being on a boat, so this just was not healthy. But because my tummy was literally in agony, like I'm not even joking, I was in pain with my stomach because it was that bad, the sickness. So you breathe through it, so it's like when you go up and then when you go down, exhale. And it did work for me, I didn't throw up, and the same with my sister. My mum and dad didn't so listen to my advice. I think it just hit them quicker than it hit us, and I had the advice already set in my brain. So yeah, that happened. We threw up. It wasn't the nicest experience. And then, you know, I try and go downstairs to try and find information about what's going on, because this wasn't normal. Apparently on the ferry, you can literally just walk in it and you don't even realize you're on a ferry. No, we couldn't even walk down the stairs. I'd missed the step because it, like, the boat would be going like this, right? And I'm going down a massive staircase. And obviously when I'm going down the stairs and I meet the stair too early and I literally nearly hurt my ankle, or like if I miss a step and I'm nearly falling down the stairs. I try and go find out information because I'm one of the strongest ones out of the four of us. And I go downstairs and I notice literally everyone throwing up, like pretty much everyone. It was like the odd person that just didn't throw up. And I found out through the tannoy that we were going through dangerous weather and we were having to slow down even further so that we didn't tip. Mom, like, is usually the one to be like, no guys, come on, like we can do this. Like this time there was no motivation going about. She was scared for her life. Like I had to step up and be like, I'll watch out the window for us guys and I'll make sure that we're fine. I lied to them and said that the waves were fine and we weren't actually tipping that much. We were literally honestly about to tip over. Like the only reason why it didn't tip over was probably due to the heavy magnets. The waves were like the littlest bit bigger. We'd have flopped completely. You know, we eventually got there after literally, oh my god, it was honestly, it was terrifying. Now, we finally got off the boat. We were so weak. Like, we could hardly walk. It was lovely in France. It was nice weather. It was later because the ferry extended due to having to slow down. Got off the port, we couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi, so we couldn't even get maps to get to the villa, so that took even longer. Arrived in the woods, oh my god, a hilarious story. Pulled into this woods, we couldn't find where this villa was, right? We were close by, but because it was dark and in the middle of the woods, you know, horrifying. So stupidly, my sister's like, Dad, to lock the car, right? And you can lock the car sometimes, like with a switch on the side of the car door on the driver's seat. And what did my dad do? In the middle of the woods, in the pitch black, in a different country, decided to accidentally open the window instead. So my sister literally screamed, like, oh my god. She was screaming because she was panicking that much because we couldn't see anything. My dad quickly put the window up and then we drove off. We eventually rang the people because we just couldn't find the villa at all. Like, it was just not happening. The man come out and kindly found us and then they took us back to the villa. They were so welcoming, guys. They were so nice. They provided us with a bit of food because obviously we didn't have anything because it was too late, etc. We hadn't ate because of, you know, the sickness and stuff. It was a beautiful villa, it really was. We had a pool, we had a massive yard, like acres of land. It was beautiful. Obviously we only got to appreciate that the next day, but yeah, we pretty much just got in, put our stuff quickly where we needed it, and then we went to bed. Throughout the holiday, obviously we tried to enjoy it, but me and my sister kept on talking about how like horrifying that ferry was, and obviously we had the ferry back. Now, due to the experience, we were not getting on that ferry. Like, I'd have preferred to just buy a house in France and just stay there because I did not want to get on a ferry. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I did not want to risk my life once again, and it was horrifying and I felt so ill. And even like talking about this now, I'm getting the sickness slightly because it just brings me back to that horrifying time. It was horrible. So yeah, as I say, we tried to enjoy the holiday. We took like pictures of the beautiful France, and we went to the beach sometimes. There's different shops that they have there, which is cool, and different experience, being able to spend like the money over there. Got to speak a little bit of French that I learned in high school over there, you know, just the basic French that I remember. Obviously I don't remember much, not gonna lie. Sadly, it was spoiled by the fact that we were all still panicking about the way back. So we eventually bribed my mum and dad into being able to get a different route home, a different way home. So instead I was looking on the internet, like pure day on day, like looking on ways to go home that are cheap and like safer, or like more comforting for me. And I watched videos, etc. So I knew that people were like, oh yeah, this is sound, like this is a safe way. So I found that there was a Eurotunnel. I actually hadn't heard of it before, which is weird. I don't know why I hadn't heard of it. We booked tickets for that. The only problem was that we had to drive through France about 8 hours to Calais, which was because we were like the other side of France. So we travelled all them times at the end of the holiday. Yeah, we did have a nice holiday, but as I say, it was really spoiled. Obviously it's no one's fault, it's just what happened. And yeah, so we eventually are leaving. We travel this 8 hours. During this 8 hours, again, we nearly die. So let me tell you a story about how we nearly died in a car. This is all one holiday, by the way, guys. Basically, when you're driving on the right side of the motorway, cars are coming in on this side of you as well, and because we're driving a British car, my dad's on that side, so it's a bit weird. Split road here, so I see a coach and a car, like a little car behind the coach, so they're coming on really quickly, and then this coach obviously is driving fast, and so is the car behind that. This car, so we're here, there's a lane here, the fast lane, our lane, and then this lane that the slit road's going into. So obviously the coach is driving the car, so this car comes behind the coach really fast and literally tries to cut in front of us. Dad has to swerve. Okay, within a split second, we obviously regain our balance and get back into this lane. Okay, this is all within about 5 seconds. So the car does that, we swerve into the fast lane. Luckily no one was in the fast lane because my dad was skilled and quickly looked before we did it. Then we quickly regained our balance. It was literally like a and then we got back in. Then another second later, the coach decides to do this exact same thing. She decided to, you know, why not go in this lane while there's a car right there? So they did the exact same thing. So once we regained it, the coach was like, oh, me too. So then we had to go into this fast lane again. Sadly, there was a car so close to touching us in the fast lane. It was going, obviously it's in a fast lane, so it's going really fast. And so when we swerve from the coach, we have to go not even fully into the next lane. So we go, and then this car's like right behind us, and my dad has to literally quickly regain back into this middle lane. Now this was 3 different cars that nearly hit us in the same amount of seconds. Oh my god, scary as hell. My mum was screaming, my sister was screaming, my dad was like, you know, stiff as anything, and me being, you know, mental health me, just sat there as though nothing was happening. I froze up. We eventually arrive at this place where you get the Eurotunnel. It was such a nice experience, the Eurotunnel. Like honestly, I would highly recommend going to France on a Eurotunnel. Like it was so easy. It was literally, you go there, and if you buy these, it's not even that expensive either, to be honest, for like what you get and like where you go and stuff. It's like, we paid for, I think it's like, I'm gonna call it VIP, but there was a special name for it, and it was like VIP tickets, and basically you can get on any time you want, and you can also, basically if you arrive late, you've not missed your train, like you can get on the next one or whatever next one you want to get on, like it's literally fine. They also have like a massive unlimited restaurant, so like if you are VIP, you get to go in this VIP centre, and they give you like proper really nice food. Like it's like a packed lunch centre, so you can get like a free Starbucks, you can get like cake, like proper like big pieces of cake, like sandwiches, pasta, like everything you can think of in a packed lunch, and like treats and stuff like that as well, you could get there. After we ate everything that we picked, we decided to then just get the next one because we wanted to go. And then yeah, so we eventually got on this next train. Now I was a bit scared because obviously the last time we transported from France to France, it was terrifying. So yeah, I was unnervy about it because I've never done it before. And yeah, so we board. It was nice that, you know, they expressed here, if this happens, do this, what, etc. It was really easy to get on, they ride on, and we were on the bottom floor as well, so we were easily to just drive off the train once we got to the UK. Literally guys, about 15-20 minutes and we were in the UK. We should have done that, but hey ho, we eventually get into the south of the UK. And you know, we get there and it's like, oh my god, we're finally on British land, etc. We drive to the hotel that we booked down south because we didn't want to like travel any more than we already have done. Get a chippy tea. Now, oh my god, can I just say, The hotel was disgusting. I mean, the floor was sticky. I didn't want to shower in the shower because it was that unhygienic. That says something. I don't even know what it was called. It looked like a ship, which didn't, you know, help. The fact that we just come off a ferry that was traumatic, and then we go into a hotel that's in the shape of a ship. How beautiful, lovely. Anyway, so yeah, this was disgusting. I ended up, you know, letting myself have the covers over me. I was just like, oh, really grossed out. We wake up the next day, we get in the car, the sat nav doesn't work, but we eventually get it working on our phones. We get to the nearest station where we can get like something to eat or something, and then we eventually, after so long traveling from south to northwest, get home. And oh my god, guys, was that a relief to get home. I needed to be home. And when I arrived home, did I run to my room? Oh my god, I pegged it up to my room. I didn't even care. There was no quilts. Obviously, my room was just not the nicest state. Oh my god, I pegged it. I ran upstairs and I didn't look back. That is a long ass story, and it was traumatic. Now, I hope you understand now why I said at the start, like, oh my god, it was just horrible, guys. And honestly, I don't want to go back to France ever again. And yeah, I don't want to go on a boat or anything like that ever again. Highly recommend the Eurotunnel. It was excellent, really good service. Yeah. There's my traumatic experience, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly feel sick now talking about it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed story time about my traumatic experience with France. Please subscribe to my channel, like and comment on the video if you have any questions. And yeah, turn post notifications on. See you later, guys.